Good morning and welcome to hopefully a quick version of my weekly recap and trade plan for this week. We've got about 90 minutes to open. First of all, here on Monday, I tried a couple of stabs in some 299 puts right here at 17, trailed me out at 15. These were on a 5-minute basis, just very small loss there. And then I tried a protection trade here. There's 297 puts here at 55. I think those actually stopped me out up here around 44, 43 cents, somewhere around there once it broke above the 8 EMA, which is this blue line. From that point, I didn't trade anything else in SPY. I had a lot of other individual names moving and a lot of stuff going on. Wednesday through Friday, I was traveling. So the only thing I was able to get into, I had my bottoming algorithm set up to where it Thinkorswim triggered me into some August 19th, 313 calls at 8 cents. So took a very small trade off of the 8 EMA here, which is, I call it an Emma trade in a trade crew room. It's very, very low risk, high reward trade when it does work. If it doesn't work, I'm out a couple $100. It's nothing that's going to kill me. So anyways, ideally I want to see pullbacks to the 8 EMA again, the 21 EMA, because every time we bounce off of it or near it, as you can see, we're putting in a new high. I'm going to zoom back out here. We are in the type of market where you get a high, pull back to support, high, pull back to support, high, pull back to support, and it continues. So every time it pulls back to support, I will continue to trade this Emma trade, the 21 EMA, even if it pulls all the way back down to the 50 SMA, which will give me a much bigger swing opportunity down here. I'll look for these 292 calls about a month out. And the 200 SMA, I'll look for 278 calls about a month out in the future. So that's what I'm looking at for any deep pullbacks. We do have a lot of big earnings coming out this week, so we'll see what that plays out as. A couple of levels to keep in mind right here. If we do move above 302.23, which is Friday's high in SPY, we're probably going to get a nice little squeeze up to this this extension of this line that's connected from January of last year into September of last year. Extends up to, we'll call it 303.5 for this week, which would probably be a significant level. I'm not going to call it a top, although it could potentially end up as a top. It's going to be a significant level not only for human traders but for robots and algorithms, simply because it's a line that extends out above price action, and it's obviously a level of interest. So we'll see what happens with there. There's going to be a lot of volume that comes in there. I can virtually guarantee that. What that volume does, I'm not sure. It could just have a small little pullback before ripping up higher, or it could V reverse and come straight back down. So eyes are on that level for me. We'll see what happens with it. Now onto the monthly time frame, which is still developing. A couple days left in the month. Midway through last week, I was saying maybe we're going to have some price compression after a huge move up, which is indicative of a top. So if this starts to roll over and has a significant wick here to close out the month, let's say if the month closes below 300, that's going to put in a very long upper wick, and there's a good chance we do come down and at least test the low of July. So just a couple of thoughts on those levels. Onto the daily time frame, was a very strong move. Gapped up above the close, ripped up through Thursday's opening price, and decent volume. So there's still buyers on the dip, and if you refer to one of my past videos where I can't even remember the guy's name, but the big investor was saying, hey, on Monday I could be even deeper into some longs, and I believe that was right around this level here. Well, now we're up another 12 points from that level on SPY, and no sign of stopping yet. So I want to touch on Emini futures because the market is open and moving right now. Same thing with E-minis on this 30. What is the high here? 30.29. If we get above that, let's call it and start getting some bids above 30.30. In my opinion, we're easily going to come up and test that 30.50 level, which is my bull flag target up here around, let's call it 30.50, 30.53. I think I have the wrong chart on here. There we go. And we're also going to come up to this blue line, which I'm going to call it a blue sky breakout. If we do break out above there, there's going to be absolutely nothing above. No projection of price levels, no projection of trend lines. There's going to be absolutely nothing. It's going to be completely and 100% all out a buyer's market, as if we're not already. So with that said, still staying super bullish on the market. Touch on transports because they did close fairly strong if I remember correctly. Here we go. Inside bar here on Thursday. Almost did a bullish engulfing play. Again, I'm looking for a move up between 197 to 199 based on that large spread trade that did come out a couple of weeks ago. So as of right now, as I say, all out bullish, 100%. All buyers are taking over the market. If transports can break above, close above, and maintain bids above 196.45 today, that's going to be a massive, massive resistance breakout, and the next level above it is going to be just above $200. So that's going to be very, very strong for the market. Also want to touch on financials because they have been leading finally. As you can see, had this little bit of a trend line, although this line's not exact. But you get the idea. We had a strong trend breakout. This is probably what transports is going to end up looking like. Maybe a breakout, pull back, test support, and continue to rally higher. If you're long in some financials and wondering why they're going up, big technical break, even with rates potentially being cut on the very near horizon. Um, have a move up here on XLF, specifically up to around 29. There's still a couple of financial names that are trading below book value, according to their most recent earnings reports. So keep an eye on some of those, and we'll see what happens. I do have a couple of swings open with the trade crew guys in some financial names. If you want to come over and follow along, they're working very well as it looks out. So we'll see what happens going into this week. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Have a good week and good luck in about hour and 25 minutes.